Hello everybody, Frankie Day here for Frankie Day Models. Okay fellas, right now I got a bit of video. I'll get started here. I've got two more videos after this one. I got one on the Norse Love. Also I have the one on the Portland steamer of 1898. The one I posted a review of it about a year or so ago. I've been on that too, so I got a video of that coming up. And also the Norse Love, I'll probably have that posted probably next week sometime. And right now, I've been kind of toying around. I've been on model ships so long and things, and I've been catching up a lot of builds. So I said, what the heck, Frank, get something going, and I keep my interest up, ever since my wife has passed. I'm keeping pretty busy lately, and the short shooting helps. So I'm creating another a group or a buddy build right here. It's called Transport Aircraft, and it could be a DC-3 or a Herky Bird or a Nor Atlas or any kind of a cargo plane of some sort, or a Beechcraft or something, anything. It's going to be it's called an air transport group build, and so it could be a flying boxcar too, or a C133 weenie wagon, or a C145 provider, utility aircraft, cargo planes, Globemasters, all these big cargo planes. There's been a lot of Spitfires and 109s and Focus group builds going on out here, and I know that my builds are quite different than the usual, and so to keep my interest up and going real good, I was proposing to be able to start as of now, start a build, a cargo airplane, a transport group build. And as transport, as you notice the picture behind me, I've been working on this Boxcar C119. So the topic of the video will be air transport group build, and I have my 1/72 scale Italeri testers, 1/72 scale C119 Boxcar. And these Boxcars are one type of an airplane. It was used as a troop cargo aircraft during the Cold War. It came out just about the same time as the Cold War started, about 1949. They started out as a C-82 packet plane, and or a sky truck, whatever you call them. The original prototype of the C119 came out as a C-82 packet, and the fuselage was detachable. It was almost like that of a container. Like on these container ships, you got these big old trucks that carry these big containers, and they go up and they move the containers from the truck and they load them aboard ship. Well, this is how this works too. The fuselage, the bottom section of the fuselage, which is the cargo hold, can be detached from the fuselage. But they had other problems with the C-82 packet. It was underpowered, and I believe it had Wright Cyclone motors, and they're very, very underpowered for that type of airplane. And a few examples of the prototypes crashed because of underpower and other problems that came up. But they were supposed to be the successor to the C-46 Commando, which came out back in 1942. They were used more or less as a transport airplane. And that's going to be my second contender, which I'll introduce with this Italeri 1/72 scale C119 C119 flying Boxcar. The Boxcar is probably one of my favorite aircraft. I remember when I was very young, back in the 1950s, I remember seeing them fly all the time, and they always amused me how they load all the cargo up on the back clamshell doors. They were pretty much very interesting on transport airplanes like this. And of course they're very, very loud. Because I think when we were stationed at Boeing Field in Virginia, and right at the edge of the airport out there, they used to fly right over our house and land at the airport. And geez, I remember my mother used to grab knickknacks on the walls. The whole house is shaking, and that really irritated my mom a lot, because she liked her knickknacks, and And the vibration from those big old engines flying over like that really caused the reverberation that caused the things fly at the walls, pictures too, anything that wasn't nailed down came down. So we just got a habit of just taking them down before the airplanes flew over, you know. But that was interesting back in those days. Okay, before we show the C119 Boxcar, I'd like to thank everybody out there for your wonderful condolences on my comments for my wife. To me, this is a whole new way of life for me right now, being alone, you know, and being a single man at my age, you know, and like I said, this is about the first time I've ever been single in about 50 years. That's a long time. And 50 years of elapsed time, which was time of my marriage. And you'll miss them. You really will. But my wife ain't suffering no more. She's living in a very, very wonderful world, and God has her now, and she's in good company. I know she's waiting for me. And I got a long time before my time comes up. And these models really keep me going, and my music too as well. And so that's a hearty, healthy thank you from my heart to everybody out there for your wonderful comments in regards to my beloved Ruthie. Okay, now this kit right here is the 1/72 scale Italeri kit. It was under the tester's boxing back in the 1980s. This model came out, I would say, between 1985 and 1986. It came out. It had a price tag back then, 1995. And I think the original kit came out, it was all white upper planing with day glow colors and the natural aluminum. This one here is probably one of the first of the C119Gs they used. It had no anti-fouling on the nacelles for the engine exhaust, and also no day glow panels or no separation sheet lines with the white upper planing. All natural aluminum. Okay, this is an old kit. I bought this. I believe I got this from Smitty's Hobby Shop many years ago, and I think I paid $19 for it. So now this is the model we're working on right here, the kit. Now, oh, I can shave off that. I probably will if my mirror breaks by looking at my ugly mug. Okay, this is covered with aluminum foil. Instead of painting this thing with tester's paint and stuff, masking different kinds of colors and shades by adding blues or blacks to your aluminum color to give you different hues and colors of assimilation of panel lines. So you do it natural with metal. Metal makes its own panel lines. I covered this thing with aluminum right here. And you can see how she glistens. Radon's got to be painted black. And there's no black exhaust fouling on top of the wing and in the boom area. The boom's got to be covered with aluminum next, and she's all done. And all it's got to do is paint the props and everything, and assemble the landing gear, and assemble and frame in the canopy. It don't get any natural aluminum this way, guys. We're using foil. Now here's a trick and a tip I want to show you guys. This is a trick right here. Not too many people don't know this. Make this airplane glisten and look like natural aluminum, like the way it's supposed to be. Go down to Lowe's or Home Depot, Ace Hardware, and you get yourself a roll of this. It's used for heat and air conditioning. It's electrical plastic metal tape. This is the same thing as kitchen foil, except it's already glued already. Instead of adding contact cement to aluminum foil and adding the adhesive to the plastic and gluing on the foil, This is better, more modern, and I got news for you guys. Once you start going this method, you'll never go back to an airbrush again applying your natural aluminum paint. What's good about this, you can handle this stuff day in and day out, and it'd be like the old M&M candy commercial. Look, Ma, in your mouth, not in your hands. It don't leave no metal residue on your hands. Model paints metallizers. That's why you got to apply a sealer on there. Once you put a sealer on your metallizer finishes, it already dulls the finish already, oxidizes it already, because the metallic has been retarded by adding a drying agent, which is known as your sealer. So when you're covering actual aluminum airplanes, this is the best way to go. It sticks to your plastic very good. You got to follow your panel lines. Once you burnish in your panel lines on here, you can see where they're at, where the tape overlaps. With a nice number 11, with a nice brand new number 11 X-Acto blade, you can cut out where the panel's at and pull off the surplus tape. Just as I'm doing on here. I'm following the panel lines all the way up to the end of the tail of the booms here, fuselage booms. Those booms have got to be covered. Once they're covered, this thing is done. All I gotta do is touch up painting here and there and start adding the decals and the wing walks and the undercarriage. And paint the engine fronts. And she's done. It suits your taste, guys. You want to go this method or so, piss on it. I'll just go ahead and put some Testors aluminum or S&J or Alcads. Stick to my aluminum system. It's all good, guys. It all works the same. Except this one this goes on a lot faster, a lot quicker, and a lot more realistic. Believe it or not, when I pick this airplane up, I feel like I'm grabbing a piece of steel. It's cold. This thing is very, very cold when you pick it up. It's just like steel. It's cold. And this thing looks like it's made out of metal. But it's not. You just got a metal finish on there by using it air conditioning shiny tape. You find this at Lowe's, or you find this at any department store that sells paint or anything. This is more or less used heat and air conditioning. I used to do heat and air conditioning many years ago, fellas. We use this stuff around your duct system. You guys probably understand what I'm saying. Those of you who have a finished basement with a trunk line, with the insulation on there, with very shiny insulation tape on there, that's what this stuff is. I discovered this stuff over 30 years ago. I says, man, here all the time I'm using Reynolds Wrap aluminum, and also using contact cement as an adhesive. Now this stuff came to view. It makes that stuff ancient. I'll never go back to that again. This is the only way to go, guys. This key is lay your sheet over, your piece of your tape over, you just follow the panel lines and cut them out. And burnish in, make sure you burnish in with a nice piece of wooden dowling. And you'll be a very, very happy man. So I should have this thing done in about a couple of days. So this is a good kit. If you guys got one of these things as your stash, you'll find out it's a very nice kit. It's only one of its type. At this scale that's available. There's another one that's variation. It's the Aurora kit. I've got one of those down below in the bosun locker. I'm thinking going down there pillaging around, see if I can find it. It's very old. It comes with a howitzer and everything, and it was pretty. It's pretty fun, you know, to play with. You know, when you're very young at the time when it first came out. But this air is quite accurate right here. They did a fine job on designing this model. And like I said, another trick also to make sure your seams are filled in or sanded very flush. If you don't, this tape is very sensitive. Even a pimple on a gnat's ass, this thing will pick up tape wheel. This tape is very sensitive to surfaces. If you got an object or an obstruction or something on your plastic, and once you cover it, it'll pick it up like a magnifying glass and you'll see it. So make sure your surface is good and clean, and all your seams are sanded flush with each other. That way, when you apply your aluminum tape over it, you won't see the parting of the seam lines how the model was constructed. Just a tip, fellas. Just a tip. You don't have to go this bad if you don't want to, but I like to do it. And I got another one too I'm gonna fart around with also. Let me move this. Let's get this whole 119 out of the way. I got this one starting too. This will be my second entry for my special transport aircraft group build I'm going to try to get going on here. This is no stranger to the collector in mind. This is the Williams Brothers C-46 Commando. I'm going to cover my Commando the same way I covered my flying boxcar. Aluminum tape, then I'm going to take masking tape, mask up the upper plane with white, make sure it's gloss white, and white goes very, very easy over this aluminum. That actually really brings in the white real good too, as a base primer. So once that white's been airbrushed on there and masked off and have my decals, that's going to be the spice to this airplane, fellas. So I got the fuselage all cleaned up. I'm going to give it some paint the interiors of it and start proceeding with assembly of it and get a video of that out of the way. So I'm going to be pretty busy this fall and winter. Lord knows I got enough models here to keep me going until the rest of my life, and also my second life. And so that's what's shaking on the bench right now. And I want you guys to stay tuned for the video on the Norse Glove, the Dave Mather dedication build for the Norse Glove. And I got a lot done on that, guys. I'm starting on the stern galleries on it now. So I've been jumping all over the place, keep busy. I've been working a lot of stuff lately, and I keep it going. So I think my Mojo starting to sprucing up a little bit, and I'm inspiring my own self and building a lot more stuff. So in 2 days I should have the final reveal for my C119 flying boxcar, and one kind of an airplane. And it's a very interesting airplane, the C119 was. As I said, it started out as a packet plane, then it became as a good transport. They found out these things that make excellent transports. And you appear at the aft end of this where the clamshells are at. It looks like inside of a boxcar of a train, you know. It's the same thing. That's why she got a name, the flying boxcar. They're very good airplane for the day. Fairchild designed a very good airplane. Okay, I'm going to swing this video back to yours truly, guys, and finish up the video here. And again, from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to thank each one of you out there for your wonderful comments. I've been getting on my wife and my Ruthie. Her spirit sees it, and she's very happy and content. And I sure miss her, though. If it wasn't for my models right here, I don't know what I would do. I'd be a changed person, one thing, but I got to keep going on, because life keeps going on, and life is made for the living. I'm alive, and I'm pretty sure my wife will let me keep on going like I always do, and I will. I'll get my best shot. I'm healthy. I can thank God for that. I tell you, people my age can work 6 or 7 days a week and build models, enjoy life, and the finest fruits that goes with it. Okay, guys, so the next video I'm going to have, it'll be on the Portland steamer of 1898. I got a lot done on that, guys, since I last made a video of that. I think the last time I made a video of it, I was actually piecing it together. So this thing here, I'm on the finishing of the hull of it now. So I got to finish up the sponsons and do some priming and painting on that. And I have a video going next week. I'll have 2 videos coming. And I have the final reveal for the boxcar. I have the video on the C-46 Commando coming up, and I got them coming your way, guys. So from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to thank every one of you again for your wonderful comments and your views and my videos. Also, my new subscribers out there, thank you, dear friends. Thank you. Welcome aboard to Frankie Day's Models. And so I'll probably be having some hangouts coming your way too, guys. So stay tuned for those too. So I got a lot of stuff coming up. It's going to be a long, cold, brisk winter, but I'm going to make the best shot I can. Okay, this is Frankie Day signing off for Frankie Day Models Always make mama happy. Take care of your baby girl.